Hey, Tom McKay here, FlipAnything USA. On my channel, I share how I made my fortune in real estate. But today we're going to talk about people that are less fortunate than a lot of us other investors right now. All across this country, there are landlords that have tenants that are protected by this moratorium that they can't evict tenants. The tenants are healthy, they're working, they're making money, or they've been given stimulus in order to pay their payments. They're not paying their payments, they're pocketing the money. They're obviously saving the money that they don't need to pay the landlord. The landlords are chomping at the bit to sell their property, and not a damn thing they can do because they got their hands tied. It really is an absolute mess, and it's really just killing the middle class more than anybody. It's a shame. It's a shame. You know, people work their ass off. They're the least dependent on America. They're the ones that take care of themselves, and they're being tortured for it. So we're going to get into that in a minute, and we'll be right back. All right. So, look, I thought we'd start by checking into this Fox News report, but also, hey, if you haven't hit that, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We talk about real estate here more than anything. I show how I've made my fortune in real estate and own many different kinds of property. I got a book. Actually, I got it here for the first time with me. Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate. It's been a bestseller on Amazon and Kindle, and you can also get it in Audible. And I also have a mentorship, FlipAnythingUSA.com. Go there, you'll see lots of testimonials, people that have bought the book, people that have taken the class and the mentorship that have gone on to make hundreds of thousands, even some over $1 million. Look, anyways, this is like the worst of the worst situations. All over the country right now. Just drive through. If you go to any fast food at all, I mean, Taco Bell, whatever, Colonel Sanders, the chicken place, just about any restaurant at all, you'll see that they have now hiring. They're hiring everywhere, and people are taking stimulus and they're not doing the jobs. They don't want the jobs. I've even posted for some jobs, and guess what? Most of them that apply, they don't even want the job. They're just kind of going through the motions. But what the worst part about it is you got the hardest working people in America that are the least dependent, that take the least from everybody else, and they are suffering. So let's go ahead and watch this video here and get an example of what's going on. I'll probably keep this at the regular speed, geez, let's just check it out.
Meanwhile, the extension of the eviction ban is causing a lot of pain for some small-time landlords. With missed rent payments mounting, many mom-and-pop landlords are struggling to pay their own mortgages. One such landlord is Suzanne Antolini. She's on the hook for $50,000 in missed payments for the house she rents out on Long Island, New York. And Suzanne, I heard from your wonderful mom who sent me a note that really touched me, and your story is quite incredible. Tell people the situation.
So currently we have what's considered a holdover tenant in our home. He's been in the house since September of 2019. Last payment he made on rent was in February of 2020, and he continues to stay in our home, not paying rent, and doesn't seem to have any plans to leave due to the moratorium that is currently in place.
And you have found that he is actually employed this entire time? He did not lose his job?
Yes. We have determined through his employer that we are in contact with that he has been gainfully employed this entire time and is just choosing not to make his payments.
Okay, so given that, the eviction moratorium should not apply, obviously, in this case. What do you hear from authorities when you take it to them?
So we've spoken to local and state legislators, and they have no answers for us. We are not allowed to take it to court. There are no programs to help the landlords, and we've basically exhausted all avenues, and we continue to come up short while he continues to live in our home. And now recently we found out that he's actually moved 2 additional people into our home.
Who are probably paying him rent.
Yeah, I'm probably collecting rent from him. So I got a tip for her, and I'm not saying I've ever done this, but just go take the front door off the place when he's not there, or knock out a few of your own windows, and he'll be faced with fixing up your home or leaving it open to be ransacked. But you certainly wouldn't be compelled to. I wouldn't compel you to do a thing other than, like I say, go knock out some windows, take the door off the place, and let them deal with that. This is absolutely ridiculous. You've got it just seems always. Our country protects the worst, right? I mean, it goes like the squeaky wheel gets, the oil. But these squeaky wheels are like the most disgusting people on earth that we have that get the help. It's absolutely ridiculous. But what the worst thing is that she's not alone. We'll look at some other videos here too. I may run this up fast, and we'll try to look at as many as we can. But it is absolutely horrible. You got, this is, if you've ever... You've got people that, the jobs, the days of having jobs where you work 40 years or 30 years and you got this fantastic, retirement package, IBM and a lot of the big tech companies, before there was really a lot of big tech, didn't have the, those kinds of jobs are gone. And so now the only jobs that are, good benefit packages are the ones that the government, right? Government used to be low wages but great benefits. Now they're pretty damn good wages and ridiculously good benefits. And again, and how do they hire? They hire usually by all the things that they claim not to see, right? They say, got to be colorblind. But what do? They have certain quotas. They fill certain colors. Everything is about color, and or everything's about race. But of course, anyways, all these things put everybody else at a disadvantage because now we've got people marching over the border in droves from not Mexico, from all other countries. So it's like going to Mexico, just flying to Mexico and you can walk across the border. It's such a joke. You and I could go walk in and out of Mexico without an ID and go eat. Not a big deal at all. And so you've got hundreds of thousands of people coming over the border that we're supporting. We're giving stimulus to people that don't need it. And the people that pay the taxes that foot the bill for all this crap are being tortured, like this young woman here. So anyways, let's keep watching.
There is a question, though. So the federal government passed a bill for $46 billion in emergency federal relief. And that was specifically to deal with this issue. Have you applied for any of that money for relief?
Okay, so that's the ERAP program that we've looked into extensively. However, what we've been told is that the tenant needs to initiate that program. So unless he initiates it, we can't do anything on our side. And because he's gainfully employed, if he initiates it, he'll basically be admitting to fraud. So we are stuck. No matter where we go, we're stuck.
Well, I know that this is in court right now. The Biden administration had to present in front of Dabney Friedrich down there, the judge, and she didn't seem to be buying it. Maybe there will be a ruling soon. Even President Biden said himself he didn't have the legal authority to do it, and they did it anyway. We hope you get an answer soon, Suzanne, and please give my best to your mom. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Remarkable story. Got to be one of thousands, right?
Yeah, one of thousands. It is. I've gotten tons of email from people that are suffering under the same stuff. Even, months ago.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, Kaylee with First Coast.
This has been going on for some time. And yeah, I understand. Hey, Lindell, I wasn't making it really about race. I was frustrated about some other things going on. But where people get called out for just various things. I mean, if you go down to... oh, gosh. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. So here's another landlord story. Let's see what some of you guys wrote here. Yep. Yeah, welcome to socialism. Yep, I agree. The country has just gone to pot. It is really, look at gas, too. Look at the gas going through the roof. And I don't know, I don't go shopping that much. I don't usually take care of that end of it. But I was just blown away to see how expensive things have gotten since the last time I went shopping. Whether it's milk or whether it's, even the shit about it is, I was at a restaurant the other day and half the tables were empty and there was a huge crowd outside. And they didn't have the staff to take care of the other half of the tables in the building. They can't get good help. Nobody wants to come back to work. And it is just, it's been such a strain on the restaurants and all landlords too. Believe me, I've got 150 some odd thousand square feet of rentals. And, I've, bit the dust with a lot of my tenants. I helped them through certain things. I've had a couple of them flourish and actually expand and grow, but other ones, if they got help from the government, some of them, but a lot of them didn't. If you're self-employed and you don't have any employees, you were screwed. You didn't get any help at all. Now, if you had a business where you had employees, you could actually get a decent check that would, help take care of the people that you have on payroll. And I thought that's one of the best things the government did, was giving legitimate businesses funds to keep people's paycheck in place, whether they worked or not. And, that was probably the first time I actually thought, wow, government actually did do something right for a change. Have been suspended. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just so frustrating. It really is. It's just hard to watch what's going on right now. I was just looking at a border thing, and I mean, there was just hundreds of people in a very short area. And, they remember the big thing about putting up the wall. The walls don't work. Well, all these people were standing behind the wall, and then they're allowed to walk through the gate. Okay, walls don't work when you put a giant gate in there and you open it up. But the people that used to say walls don't work, you know what? They worked actually too well, I guess. They didn't want them to work, is what the problem was. So anyways, let's watch this next video here. And again, this is from NBC. And let's just see.
News. Tuesday you were here and you...
Nope, sorry.
Many tenants are protected during the pandemic. They don't have to pay the rent and their landlords can't evict them. That's all well and good, but one group says who's helping the small landlord who's still struggling. Without those rent payments coming in, they're on the verge of losing their properties. The I-Team's consumer investigator Randy Mack talked with two of them.
Tammy Mason co-owns a rental home in South L.A. with her mother. She says buying property didn't come easy for her family. They had to fight those racial barriers. But Tammy says they worked hard and made sacrifices with one goal in mind.
For continuing generational income and property for the family members who are coming along.
Tammy says she always rents her home below market value. She pays all the utilities and lets late payments slide.
In addition to preserving affordable housing in the community that we live in, I'm interested in preserving the fabric of the community.
But Tammy says because of the pandemic, she might lose her rental home. Her tenants haven't paid rent since March. That's money she uses to pay the mortgage on the house. Instead, she's dipped into savings, but says that's just about gone.
If nothing changes, we will be forced to sell. That is not...
And here's one of the worst things about this situation. There is not a better time to sell than right now. The shortages of the property, I mean, believe me, landlords like this, they're just, they're dying to sell because they know their property values have gone up 100, 150,000, maybe on a little house like that, and their hands are tied. They can't sell because they got some deadbeat living in their place that doesn't want to work and doesn't want to pay rent. And they're just running out the clock, and it's absolutely appalling because you got somebody like this, somebody that's a middle-class person trying to, create generational wealth, just like she said. She's doing a great job, and here, they're just the government's undermining her. It's absolutely appalling. Let's keep watching.
Not a question. It's just a matter of when at this point.
I am an example of what my ancestors hoped for.
Diane Robertson is the first in her family to own a home. Over time, she also bought 2 small rental properties in South LA. Right now, her tenants are paying rent, but she's hearing from many small landlords who aren't as lucky. So Diane started a small landlord coalition, fighting for landlord protections. She says while it's good that the government is protecting tenants, small landlords need help too.
It's understandable that our government wants to keep citizens from becoming homeless, but that is not the role or responsibility of small property owners.
Coalition members say if a tenant can't pay rent during the pandemic, the government should pay it. Instead, they point out that unemployed individuals, small businesses, and corporations all get government help, but small landlords don't.
You know, this is one of the problems. Everybody wants a handout, and I'm not faulting her for wanting to get some money because she's desperate, obviously. But the fact is they give the money to the wrong people. There's no checks and balances, and that's what's happening. These people are getting stimulus money to pay their rent. They're not paying their rent, and there's no penalty for breaking the rules. It's unbelievable what's going on. And anyway, let's finish this one up. We'll maybe go to another and talk some more.
We need rental payments to come to us if the government is forcing us to keep tenants housed for free. We simply can't do it.
But so far, there isn't much help for these landlords. The state hasn't done anything to help, and the federal government isn't helping either. So as a last resort, LA City Council member David Rue is trying to do something.
I am sick and tired of telling Angelenos, telling my residents, we're doing the best that we can.
As the I-Team was first to report several weeks ago, Rue wants to tap into a provision in the CARES Act that allows cities to borrow money from the federal government. He wants to use those billions to pay back rent, current rent, and utilities. But first, Rue has to get the council on board to ask for the money, and then the federal government has to okay it.
Many people in the federal government will say, you guys are going above your jurisdiction. This is not your responsibility. And to that, my response is, you're absolutely correct. We are thinking outside the box. We are doing something that is beyond our jurisdiction. As a matter of fact, it is your jurisdiction.
Yeah, this is another math challenge politician. It's unbelievable. Again, we've got the whole economy was doing great pre-pandemic, and then they even did this last stimulus package before they even, they didn't even need it. Now this new $1 trillion package, they're calling it the, they're trying to do a big, what is it? What is the most latest one? They're trying to push the, or actually, I think they just passed it for infrastructure. Less than 10% of that bill is for infrastructure. The rest of the money is for bailing out all the mistakes that they've made, in the various cities. We got unfunded mandates. You got people that, they're retiring, and there's no money in the account, and so it's just gonna, it just keeps coming, just keeps pouring, and everybody keeps, like this guy who's just, more than happy to, help other people out with your money. It's unbelievable. I almost can't stomach this guy. We'll watch a little bit more.
So do it. Either do it or get out of the way.
Small landlords say something needs to happen soon, or they'll lose their homes and their dreams for future generations.
Yeah. Now, of course, the banks cannot foreclose on these people either, but they're still being stuck with the debt. Right now, they get the forbearance or whatever. They're still in trouble. Anyways, I don't know. What do you guys think about this stuff? I've been fortunate. I've been selling houses like crazy. I got one closing. Well, I sold one. I've sold probably 10 houses here in the last, 9 months, something like that. Yeah, I need to vote for the right people. Unfortunately, just like a lot of us become apathetic, it's like nothing we can do about it. It does matter who you vote for. I think Trump actually made that obvious. Look, he got voted in, made huge changes. And, this fishing trip I just went on the other day, I got two of the guys they're pretty, just call them, say, heavily Democratic. They follow the party line. But even this guy saying, I just wish Biden would stop undoing all the good things. It's like, well, what do you think? Why you sold your California apartment back in 2006? Good for you. I sold all my crap out of California back in 1980s and 90s, nearly all of it. And anyways, it's just a mess. It's just, and what's terrible is you got people that leave California because of the terrible policies in California, and they leave California and then they move into another city in another state, and then they start voting for the same crap that ruined California. Ugh. Yeah, it's interesting. David Fish wrote, let people go back to work. If you want to get vaccinated, great. If not, great. But pretending like mandates are going to solve anything is asinine. I agree. Yeah, hopefully most people wake up and smell the coffee. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, you can wake up and smell the real estate. And in my book, it's really not going to help you if nobody can pay or nobody's willing to pay. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I don't blame you, Randall. I got out of there for different reasons, but there's not a better place on earth than California as far as USA when it comes to weather and just atmosphere, and you can go snow, you can go skiing, and you can go lay on the beach in the same day. It's incredible climate. But yeah, I don't know. Anybody else know anybody that's affected this way particularly? Oh yeah, no, Mexico is great. I mean, you can buy. I used to rent Volkswagen over in Mexico, and you didn't have to have insurance. None of it mattered because it pretty much you work it out. If you hit somebody, you pay them, or everything was. I say it's great. The good thing about it, hey, what's good about Mexico is the corruption is very obvious. You like I got friends that live over there. And, they're doing something, and maybe they don't have a permit, and they come up and say, hey, you need a permit. Well, you give the federale or whoever's bothering you $20, and they go away. Our government, it is so sinister and so corrupt, the things that they do. But it's on such a much grander level. Like I say, it's taking billions, and handing it to people that don't need it or deserve it. And that's probably the worst part about it is if you look at our country, we've got you've got the press. The press has a lot of power, obviously. Well, then you've got big business. Well, most big business today, guess what? It's not, when they say we need to tax big business, well, big business, they're not taxing big business. They're taxing small business, small corporations, because all the big businesses are registered outside of our country, by the way. And so they're not even affected by it. When they talk about they're going to raise taxes on the big corporations, that sort of thing, they're not even in the USA anyways. But so what's terrible is you got big businesses that are owned by outside countries, China, Russia, and then they pay lobbyists, okay, in our country to do things that suit them. So basically you've got basically the big high-tech companies now with social media. They've got a lot of control, and they got pretty much, they can do anything they want. And so it's pretty horrible because we have the news controlled, the media controlled, and then you have you have a certain party that is basically it's like a triopoly, really. Big business, social media giants, and the Democrats. It's like a triopoly, okay? Completely controlling the country. And really even the news, right? Even you go to do a search for certain news, everything you find is like, you have to always keep setting like this month or this week or last week or this today to try to get anything even closely current. You could punch in a lot of subject matter that would be related today, and you won't get the current stuff. It's like nobody wants you to even find it. It's unbelievable. So, anyways, billionaires and Democrats, Google, Facebook. Yep, yeah. It's pretty terrible what's going on. And what's really is astonishing is all the horrible crap that city councils are doing around the country that are just, totally defy the people that elected them. They just totally defy them, and there's just no consequence for it. And like I say, they say the public's memory is short, and I believe it is. But hey, please subscribe to the channel, like and subscribe. Maybe we can get on a happier note here, talk about some real estate stuff. The mentorship, I've got class. I will be doing the Zoom members meeting tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central. So don't forget that, those of you that are members. And you've got a lot of really great success stories. If you haven't seen the last one, I've got a guy I think this is my fourth millionaire now. Steve Knowlton. We just did a video, and he tells his story, what he bought and how he come to do what he did. And then, of course, Ron Douglas, Liam, and all the other folks that you've probably seen before, and you can go watch them. Eric's done a great job. Bought some land. He's did something I've never done before. He got a 0 down, 0 interest deal, and he thinks he's going to make about $500,000 on that deal. So that's been really cool. So, but I am going to run, man. I just wanted to, just frustrated. Just unbelievable the stuff that they ram down our throats in this country, and how harsh it is on the middle class, particularly. Really is. And listen, look at the gas rates. The gas rate, and I'll tell you the story real quick. The gas rates, that is just killing the poor. That is like high gas absolutely is the worst on middle class and under, because I remember talking to some friends, and these people don't make a ton of money, and I had them over for some wine, and we're drinking, and this is like probably 8-10 years ago, and I said, God, I can't believe it. I filled up my tank, and it was like $100. I couldn't believe how expensive it was. I noticed, wow, I never had to put $100 in my tank before, and I said, what's it cost to fill up your little Honda? I was talking to one of the neighbors, and she says, I wouldn't know. She says, I only get $25 a week for gas. In other words, because that was the budget. And, that's real. That's the real working class America. And I've been there, believe me. I've lived in trailer parks for the first 10 years of my life pretty much. And, I know what it's like. But anyways, everybody just keep working, and don't be too apathetic. It's important you vote. You got to be out there, and, you got to make your voice heard. And, unfortunately, a lot of people keep quiet. They keep quiet because it's more profitable to keep quiet, unfortunately. That's kind of how it is. Everybody's punished for, there's a saying they have, the Japanese have it, and it's and I'm paraphrasing, but it's, the nail that sticks up gets hammered down. And so anybody that sticks up gets hammered down. Look at Mike Lindell. He's just getting hammered down. Trump, hammered down. Anybody associated with Trump gets hammered down. It really is terrible. You're just, the free will, the free speech is being taken away. And like I say, that's the socialism that everybody seems to feel is taking over the country. But, hey, anyways, I'm going to call it a day. I'll see you guys in the mentorship tomorrow. I got the other half of that John Sonmez interview coming. Actually, it's more like the 3/4 of it. I've got also, we'll watch some more videos. Going to do a premiere on one. Did one on, was it Blackstone? I think it was Blackstone, which Blackstone's buying up homes. Doesn't mean they're doing the right thing, but they're buying up a lot of homes right now. But, the interest rate's being low, and I hate to say it, this moratorium is actually going to help those of us that have houses that want to get rid of them, that don't have a deadbeat tenant in there, because it's just going to keep pushing that the shortages even higher, because these people can't sell their homes. You know who it really helps, though? If you want to be one of these people that, upset with big business, it's going to help big business, because the people that are building the tract homes and that sort of thing, they got to sell those homes. And believe me, the thing I've been talking about for the last several months, and this is why I don't like to make predictions, is I talk about all the inventory that's going to come on the market when they lift these moratoriums, and or when all this new product comes on the market. Because those two are who's competing with each other. The existing properties that are owned by landlords like we just watched, and the big builders that are putting new product on the market. And the big builders, they're going to just keep, well, this is great. We're going to get these homes done. We're getting wrapped up. We're going to get them sold before the moratorium's lifted. And so anyways, but good luck to all you landlords that got deadbeat tenants. I'm sorry. And if you guys want to watch a really the ultimate deadbeat tenant movie, watch Pacific Heights with Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is the best scumbag tenant you can imagine. He does an amazing job, but I urge you to watch that. But anyhow, I'm going to jump over, guys. Let's check out my mentorship here for a second, and then we'll close it out. So, see you later.
Okay, you're going to have to see this because you're not going to believe it. You see the cabin in the background? literally looking at the place right now. We just did a handshake deal on his property.
Tom's class is approachable for literally everyone. I'm an immigrant, broken English. I'm a mechanic. Everyone can do it, everyone.
I made a pretty good amount of money.
Once I realized that Tom was the real deal, I went ahead and I bought the course. I made over $1 million in real estate in 1 year, and I have no cash invested.
I'm on the verge of doing another deal. I'm going to spend 75 and I'm going maybe to 180.
We texted back and forth, we call each other, you know, he gave me some advice. The support is right there. Not somebody else, but he's gonna answer. He's gonna give you the support.
I didn't know anything, so if I can do it in a town of 4,500 people, you can do it anywhere.
I don't like to lose. I don't want you to lose a deal. I take it personally if I'm helping you that it gets away from you. It hadn't happened yet, by the way.
I had the bank invite me to a board meeting because they're like, how are you finding these deals? We're just very curious how you're putting these deals together, Ron.
4 years worth of salary, you know?
Wow.
Just in 1 year.
I got to get going because he just signed a contract. I got to go write him a check. Close the deal.